The word immigrant. What does it really mean? Many people see the word immigrant as illegals, rapists, drug addicts, and the list goes on. Before you judge them, get to know them as a real person, not as a person labeled immigrant, but as an individual. My parents are both immigrants. They had to come to the US since they feared they would be killed by the constant gang wars that occurred in their neighborhood. However, everyone's story is different. They had no choice but to come illegally. There's a lot of suffering, dehydration, and even they luckily made it to the US alive, and even then, their fight as immigrants wasn't over. They suffered discrimination and the hatred that the Americans gave them just because they didn't belong there. If that wasn't already bad enough, life became harder for my parents with the language barrier that they had to try their best to overcome. When I was born, it was hard for them to be involved in my education since they couldn't really speak English and teachers only spoke English. This was the same problem they had with finding work. Many places only spoke English and they were just learning how to speak a new language. Even though my parents had to go through many struggles in a new country, I believe they benefited from being in a new country. They taught me to be bilingual, to be able to speak their native language and English so I could translate at school for them. I am really grateful for my parents and what they did for me in order to have a better life. I was able to get a better education and learn the struggles of many immigrants in this nation. Immigrants are not people who steal jobs or take money from the government. They're real human beings who struggle in this country just to make a better living for themselves. Why is it necessary to label someone as an immigrant and treat them less than a human being? Is it really necessary to deport them? To tear apart their families? To instill fear? To create such sadness to those who are affected? Aren't we all people? Aren't we all just human beings? What really makes us different from everyone else? Why does our birthplace have to label us for such hatred? We are all human. We all have a heart, and we all have feelings. We shouldn't be labeled by what others call us. Immigrant is just a word. So next time, don't judge someone who is labeled as an immigrant. Actually get to know them.